are active during the late swing phase of sprinting and contract eccentrically during the late swing and late stance phase. They control hip and knee extension, which leads to more likely chance of pulling hamstring during these phases of sprinting. Hamstrings were found to be 62% of quadriceps in the sprinters, and the more flexible hamstrings would endure less muscle strain at the end of the swing.
Okay, so this first exercise we're going to do is like straight leg sprinting. They refer to it as prime time. So she's going to demonstrate what this exercise looks like. Perfect. So this is she keeps her knees extended the whole time. She endures hip flexion and extension when she brings her legs back down, and this helps stretch the hamstrings. That way you get more flexibility in the hamstrings when you're sprinting, and that reduces your chances of getting a hamstring strain because they're more flexible. So it's this act of extended knee with the flexion and extension of the hip to stretch those hamstrings.
Yeah. Tori is going to be demonstrating some reverse hyperthrows. So for this exercise, you're going to need a partner, but for Tori, she's going to be laying on her stomach, and she's going to be grabbing on something for support and having her hips extended while her knees are extended. And this is going to contract her hamstrings in that hip extension. And what the partner is going to do is going to throw each leg down for a hip flexion, which is going to develop a high-speed hamstring to prepare you for the demands that you're going to experience while sprinting. So I will show you what the partner will be doing. You'll just throw one leg down, throw the other leg down, and keep doing this while her hamstrings are contracting in that hip extension and going into hip flexion.
Alright, so the next exercise is a banded RDL. So for this exercise, we'd pretend this is a barbell, and on either ends of the barbell, we would have bands anchored to the floor. So that during the eccentric portion of the exercise, you'd be more or less punching the bar towards the floor, so there's increased velocity on your eccentric portion, and it has elastic components because of the band. So this uses stretch shortening concepts to help train the hamstrings for elastic response, pre-tensing, and joint stiffness. So like in sprinting, as sprinting speeds increase, you have to generate maximal force in a shorter amount of time. So as we go down, the hamstrings both have to overcome this added force of the bands on the eccentric portion and then overspeed on the concentric portion of the lift, and that kind of mimics sprinting. So in that exercise, it will help prevent against hamstring strain.